Okay, we can slowly start. Good morning, everyone. My name is John Brandauer and I work for ENTSO-E. On behalf of TSOs involved into the TERRE project, we welcome you to this informative workshop today. We prepared some slides today to introduce the topic, discuss the future of the TERRE project, and address any questions you might have. Please feel free to raise your question via the questions box feature in the GoToWebinar. We will collect all your questions and will address them at the end of the presentation. You can also raise your hand if you would like to provide some complimentary remarks during the Q&A session at the end of the webinar, in case you would like to supplement your submitted question. Please note that this webinar will be recorded and made public. The slide deck we are presenting today has already been uploaded to the TERRE ENTSO-E subpage for your access. In addition, the Q&A document will be prepared based on your questions raised today and made public on the ENTSO-E website as well. Today we will be hearing from two speakers representing TERRE TSOs. First, Camille Smolira, and second, Javier de la Carrera. I will now hand over to Camille for the presentation. Thank you.
So thank you very much for introduction. My name is Camille Smolira. I'm from PSC, Polish TSO, and I'm also now currently the chairman of the TERRE steering committee. So you have a pleasure to present the presentation. If there will be any, maybe need to go deeper into details, Javier from Technical Operational Group will help me. So I think that we can maybe slowly start. So let's maybe go to the agenda. As you can see, agenda is quite short. We would like generally to tell you about our view of the future of TERRE project. We will give some introduction as there is quite a lot of attendance, so maybe not everyone is familiar, so well familiar with the process of the project. So we'll give some introduction and reminder of most important things, and at the end we have a question and answer session. So please, as it was said, please put your question in the question box. We'll try to answer, if not all the most important question, and how if we will not manage to answer everything now, we will keep every question and answer it afterwards in writing. So we have time till 10:15, so I think we can start with introduction. So as probably most of you know, the TERRE project is implementing European platform of exchange replacement reserve balancing energy. Basically, there is 6 TSOs. We are divided in 2 regions, yes, because not all TSOs. There are some subset of TSOs. In general, we have one region in the west of Europe, which is France, Italy, Portugal, Spain, and Switzerland. And it used to be also Great Britain, but after the Brexit, it quit the project. And we have one region in Eastern Europe consisting of Czech Republic and Poland. We have also some observers and project members which are not involved in replacement reserve process, but which cooperate with project due to the IT solution library. So we can go to the next slide. So once again, overlook of the countries which are in the project. Most of them joined, start operationally working platform in 2020 or in early 2021. As I said, National Grid after, so TSO from United Kingdom exit the project after the Brexit, and the PSC, Polish TSO, is not connected yet. So we can go to the next slide. So just how the project is built. Yes, we just high-level overlook of the components of the project. It's important to know it because we need to explain it some other future decisions. So The main blocks are these lot B1 and B2. B1 is optimization engine. It's the core of the project, which actually match all the bits and do the trade. And B2, which is whole IT stuff, which takes deal with data, communication, storage, bit processing, and so on. And of course, we have some other, maybe not so big, but also important components like hosting. We need something to monitor. We need some settlements. And last but not least, we need some testing. When we do any changes, we need to test everything. Okay, we can go further. And now after reminding you how the project looks like, we are now starting to the core of the presentation. So information about our future plans. So we can go to the next slide. Also some legal context, which is really important to know, to remind. Basically, as these who are operational of the project knows, we currently in project have 24 clearings per day. So every hour we clear the markets for the next 60 minutes. It was mainly due to the fact that when the project started, the cross-border scheduling on most border was exactly 60 minutes. So we start with this step. They're clear for the 4 quarter hours, but we can use activation for also whole hour in one clearing. However, the implementation framework and other regulation requires project to go to 15-minute step, scheduling step, and 15 minutes optimization time. It's mainly due to the requirements to the wholesale market, means they had intradays, which also should, according to regulation 943, also should switch to 15 minutes products from the next year, lately. And this is important when this market switch to the 15 minutes products and to the 15 minutes of kinds of intraday to 15 minutes optimization cycle. The TERRE project, which is next after them, will also have to change to 15 minutes scheduling step and 15 minutes optimization cycle to not to overlap with intraday. And hence we have to go from 24 and gates in the process daily to 19.6 process every quarter of hour. And it's important also required from balancing guideline, ABGR, that our gate closure time of TERRE has to be always after gate closure time for cross-zonal intraday. Hence we were a few years ago, we started here to look at this, how to change it. As some of you probably remember, we ran some public consultation regarding the way how to do it, because it was not basically easy to squeeze TERRE process between intraday on the one hand and the Mari platform, which exchange manual FRR products on the other hand. Finally, after some public consultation, we found the most probably the best option, the most favorite option will be so-called option 2. It means that we go to 19.6 process every quarter hours, and we reduce timing for process for data processing to be able to squeeze before each intraday process. So we have intraday, then TERRE, intraday and TERRE every quarter of hours. And it was chosen. Of course, it was this solution has many drawbacks. It's the time is very short. The process it's starting to be very similar to manual FRR Mari process, but it was the most preferred options, which was chosen to implement. But we can go then to the next slide. There is one more important legal driver which has changed our plans. Basically, after the crisis, the energy crisis, war crisis, the Commission started to reform of energy market, so-called electricity market design reform or regulation, MDR, which is actually agreed and is expected to be published soon. It introduces some tweaks to the energy market to make it more robust, more reliable. But one important change from TERRE point of view is that this regulation requires that the intraday gate closure time, cross-border intraday gate closure time, should be 30 minutes ahead of the real time instead of 1 hour as it takes now. And it should be implemented basically from January 2026 in standard timeline. If you look at this graph, it's really completely not incompatible. It's completely incompatible with replacement reserve process with TERRE platform. Now, if you look at this dark green arrow, we start TERRE process 55 minutes before real time, then we get results 15 minutes ahead the real time, and we start ramping at this time because the activation time of TERRE project is 30 minutes. Now, when we have the gate closure time of intraday as H-30, there will be really no time to squeeze TERRE project because we'll have to actually we will be able to start just when we have to end. Yes, when we have to know the result and start ramping. Moreover, even if we reduce it dramatically and do it in between the seconds, minutes, 2 minutes, yes, there is problem that the MARI process, it means manual FRR exchange, starts H-25. So actually we'll have, it makes practical no sense because we will have two very similar process with almost exact products at the same time. So basically this means that this part of MDR force that TERRE project has to be ended by January 2026. And that's why we, as a TERRE members, decide not to implement 96 clearing TERRE platform. Can go to the next slide to explain some other our motivation. Yes, of course, it was not easy decision. It was not just like that. We have carefully looked what we can do, what are the possibilities. And basically, we decided that if we have now 30 minutes FAT and 60 minutes products, if we implement 96 gates closure times, we can keep 30 minutes activation time, but product will be only for 15 minutes. So it probably will lose some liquidity and some potential benefits of the TERRE project towards MARI project. Yes, we'll have and the process which and product will be exactly the same as MARI, almost exactly the same. There will be no possibilities for longer activation of units which are maybe preferred this way of working. And of course, there will be involved a lot of time and cost. Just to, if you look at this, you can see again the main components of the project. We have carefully checked what it would mean to change to 96 gate closure times, and we focused on this slot P and 1, and they are biggest and the most influenced. But of course, all the part of the project will be influenced. We can go to the next slide. So basically, we have contacted our IT providers. We made some very brief projects, and our estimation is that to go to 96 gates, it will cost only for this slot B1, B2 between 700 kilo euro to 1.5 million euro. Can we go back one slide, please? Okay, thanks. And it's only for this main lots B1 and B2. of course, the other parts also have to be upgraded, changes, and the cost of implementation of the operation will increase because we'll have more data, more frequent process, more communication, and so on and so on. And also we need, of course, some testing to do it. Now we can switch to the next one. This is one part of the cost. Central part. We also have cost in local site. Yes, this is the cost of changing this central part of TERRE. We also have cost of changing on the TSO side, which was on the average estimates to 700 kilo euro per TSOs. Of course, it will vary because different TSOs have different systems implemented in a different way. It might be easier or more difficult, but also will take times up to 1 year, while this change of central system will take about 14 months. And of course, there will be also need to make some changes on the side of BSPs, yes, because we also have adapt the processes and IT systems. We can go to the next slide. So to summarizing, if we will implement 96 gate closure time clearings, we will spend a lot of money, we will spend a lot of time, and we'll be able to use it only for very limited time period. Yes, because if we would if everyone would go to 30 minutes intraday gate closure time, it will be, I know, just a month or 2 years. Some TSO might ask for derogation, but the process is long and uncertain, and there are also other drivers which may be forcing us or motivating us to change this gate closure time quickly. So taking this into account, we decided not to implement 96 gate closure times, and this means that the project has to be phased out mainly due to this changes in electricity micro design proposed by European Commission. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Of course, we also looked at what will be the consequences apart from of our step and mainly in system operation, and we conclude that there will, for some TSOs, there will be some loss of liquidity because we will no longer have the possibility to have the process with longer activation time and longer delivery period. So there will be some loss of liquidity, but not so tremendous not to deal with it. It shall amount to hundreds of megawatts. While for other TSOs conclude that they can switch totally to Mari and have no problems. Of course, as there will be maybe some less bids on the market, we'll observe some increase in balancing energy price, but don't expect any big changes. And we can go further. And this is maybe more details how we would like to proceed. So we'll keep 24 hours and not implement any changes, either 48 or 96 gates. The scheduling step on group borders will differ depending on the local bilateral arrangement between TSOs, and the TERRE TSOs will step by step exit the project depending mainly on the time when they will implement 15 minutes intraday market on their borders. This is current indicative plan, so the CEPS Czech TSO plans to exit project in the middle of this year, or maybe a bit later, Q3. PSC at the end of the year, TERRE, Italian TSO at the beginning of 2025, and the Swiss Grid-REN, Red Electric, and RTE plans to use a project a bit longer with these 24 hours till the end in 2025, when they also plans to go to 15 minutes intraday. and we are now working on details how to organize technically and in practice. And I think that's the end of our presentation. I have a question if you have any questions, yes, to be asked now or earlier if you have any. And if the questions appear later, of course, you can address us by granting, and we will answer, and we will probably publish. We will publish our answer. We will give to everyone just to have equal access to information.
Okay, hello again. I see some questions coming. So yeah, the first one, we will be able to have the presentation to review it later. Yeah, for your information, the presentation is already published at the ENTSO-E website, at the TERRE subpage. I will send you the link also when I answer the question, and you will receive it in the Q&A file after the meeting. So it seems someone had connection issues. Hopefully this was audio issues. Hopefully this was not the case for everyone. There's another one. Does this mean there are no plans for a replacement platform for TERRE in the future?
Maybe so. So I'm trying to answer not the cross-border one, yes, because it's as you can maybe go there's a few slides up, so we have this timeline of will be I will tell you which ones with slide number of slide when we have a timeline of new intraday. If you go and display the slide 9, okay, number 9. Basically, if we have intraday gate time and h minus 30, there is no place for TERRE. Yes, the intraday will close at h minus 30 and Mari will open at h minus 25. So there is virtually no place to arrange any cross-border exchange of reserve. Yes. It's not possible to do it in 5 minutes, and even if somehow we will do it, also reducing activation time, it will just be copy of Mari, so it will split the liquidity, so it makes no sense.
Okay, hopefully this question is answered. If not, please raise your hand. Okay, then the next one, is this decision final or up to NRA approval?
I guess, of course, we are NRAs are aware. We are discussing with NRAs. The decision is, I will say, of course, we will need to somehow proceed it legally. Yes, we will arrange to do it legally, but it's final in the sense that it's not physical possibility to run TERRE project any longer. Yes, of course, we are in contact with NRAs and we will proceed this from the legal point of view. But it's difficult from legal point of view, but it looks that electricity market design reform, which is regulation, has somehow higher position than balancing guidelines, which are now conflicting.
Okay, thank you. When a TSO leaves, how will they organize the RR market?
Maybe it should be discussed. It may differ TSO by TSOs. Maybe it should be discussed with local TSOs. Yes, probably we don't have plans. Some, as far as I know, some of TSOs will quit the RR project completely. Some of them will do some local exchange, local market without an exchange, but it's up to each TSOs to decide. That probably everyone needs to discuss with local TSO how to set up this local market.
Okay, thank you. Then another one. Does this mean that cross-border will remain at 60 minutes granularity at France, Spain, and France-Switzerland border until end of 2025?
It may, but not necessarily. Yes, it also a bilateral this decision. Some borders will still have 16 minutes, but some borders will at some point change to 15. I don't know if Javier from Red Electrica can say something more from plans of Spanish-France border.
Yes, hello, good morning. This is Javier de la Cueva from Red Electrica, member of the technical working group of the project. All about this, as Camille was saying, all cross-border granularities might be subject to changes depending on bilateral agreements. On the French-Spanish border, we will be studying a possible change, but nothing's confirmed yet. We will, of course, inform all balancing service providers in due time.
Okay, hopefully this answered the question. Then another one, would it be possible to extend the MARI MFRR FAP from 12.5 to 20 minutes, for example?
Maybe I try to answer, but it's more a question to the MARI project. Of course, it's I assume it may be not so easy because this 20.5 minutes requires from any regulation, like for example, SOGR, which requires that we have this product should be able to restore frequency in 15 minutes. So it may be not so easy because we have already legal framework to have a product with these FRR products to restore frequency in 15 minutes. And this is one issue. And the other is also that will be time-wise very problematic because MARI starts H-25 and the results are known about H-12. So it will be, as far as I know, MARI project, it's very tightly scheduled, the process. So it would be also really difficult to shorten it to have results at H-20. But basically, if there is such a need, it will be better to address it within the stakeholder consultation during the MARI process.
Okay, thanks. Another one. Am I understanding correctly that, for example, the RR market in RTE that can be delivered from Ampere grid will therefore have to stop?
Maybe to being precise, Ampere is not exchanging RR products, so it cannot deliver it. France, as up to now, can deliver the RR from Switzerland and Spain. Yeah, and yes, this cross-border exchange has to be stopped. Yes, as you can see on this schedule, it will, for in RTE case particularly, it will last till the end of 2025. But at this point, the cross-border delivery of RR product has to be stopped.
Okay, thanks. We have a hand raised from Vanessa Brunn. You should be able to speak now.
Yes, sorry. Hello, everyone. It's Vanessa Brunn from RTE. Could you repeat the latest question? I'm not sure I got it. Regarding exchange between Germany and France. Did I get it right? Is a bilateral contract. We are talking about not the energy we exchange through the platforms, right?
Yeah, it seems so, Vanessa. So the question
so
was...
so it's a bilateral agreement. It's different. We are not using TERRE, so it's something discussed between RTE and Amprion. And so far, what we agreed on is to keep on using it until end of 2025. Then we will stop using it and use Mari instead. But it's not really linked to the end of TERRE. It's our error process is more linked to the connection of RT to the Mari platform. So we will keep this agreement between France and Germany until end 2025, and then all the exchanges will occur within the Mari platform. So it's specific. It's not something related to TERRE.
Okay, thank you for this addition. Does this answer the question now, or is there anything? Okay, if not, then we can go to the next one. Does this mean that CSAT ID will move to 15 minutes only in 2026 for those TSOs which are planning on using TERRE until that time?
I think that this TSO will have to continue with 20 for gate closure, intraday gate closure times in intraday until they use the TERRE of 24 gates. But they probably will be able to use 15 minutes products, but there will be scheduling gates on every hour. But products may be 15 minutes, but the scheduling gates will be each hour, not each quarter of hour, because otherwise it will coincident with the process. And I guess that the plans of the TSO, of course, it's to speak with particular TSOs what they exactly plans to do it.
Okay, no hands raised. Then there's another one. Do any TSO plan to introduce any non-standardized, in brackets, local balancing products in order to replace RR and not to lose the capacity which could not be potentially provided as MFRR due to FAT?
Okay, once again, it's up to each TSOs. Yes, probably I guess that it's seriously considered by at least a few of us, and also it maybe is a point to lateral discussion within the country, but there is this possibility, and it's probably planned. Of course, we have to check legal possibilities to have specific local products. We have having standard product for exchange, but it's analyzed. I know maybe my colleagues who plan to have more specific plans can complement.
Okay, for now, we addressed now all comments which we received. Okay, we have a hand raised. Roman Uhl. We
have comments from Anne-Rice in the questions.
moment, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Roman?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm having issues with this GoToMeeting tool here. Well, I'm representing here Swissgrid as a verification platform operating entity. So not in my role as a Swissgrid representative, but rather as an operating entity representative of the verification platform system. As some of you may know, TERRE, well, the resulting schedules from the TERRE process are being sent to the verification platform system, and they're getting verified against schedules sent by TSOs. So as I understand now, TERRE will be decommissioned in the long run. So therefore, we also need to there's also a need to adjust, certain configurations, maybe even software parts of the verification platform system. Therefore, I'm wondering, will there be some kind of project organization put in place in order to coordinate all activities across all different platforms in use, or what is the intention there?
Of course, now the TERRE project will focus, of course, it's not just as we switch light one day. We will now prepare the exact plan of phasing out the project and account our dependencies with other platforms and so on. And of course, we will check the dependencies, check where we have to inform when we have to change configuration and so on and so on. The project will now focus on this and we'll contact all the other entities which are independent and plan how to do the phase up.
Okay, so that the activities will be coordinated through the existing TERRE project organization, if I understood correctly.
Yes, this will be coordinated by TERRE project. We now starting the process of checking what we need to do to basically phase out project not to causing any problems. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We received clarification from our NRAs. We are still discussing with TSOs the legal way to close the platform and the consequences. But at the moment, we don't see room for keeping RR process at local level without established platform. This seems not compliant with the EU regulations. Okay, Camille, do you want to react?
Just as Stefano said or wrote, yes, I think said that we are discussing what are the possibilities to have how to use the resources which are used for TERRE in the future, yes, and we are checking what is possible now. There is in fact this legal question: what we can do if we don't have a standard product and platform to exchange. It's to be. Hopefully, it's one of this step which we need to tackle when phasing out projects. So, what to do next internally? What would be possible? And of course, we have to follow the NRA's decision.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, the slides are already available at the TERRE subpage of ENTSO-E website. You can find them there. Okay, for now, this was the last question. Camille, should we wait for more, or should we agree that it should be provided via email?
Maybe if we can wait 2 more minutes, if nothing happens, of course, we encourage you to ask us any question by email, so we'll answer everyone, and also contact maybe your local TSO if you have some more local question regarding organization of your local market, and if there will be no question appeared, we can, I think, finish and thank you very much for your attendance. I think we have quite a lot of attendance. It's nice to. It's good that you are interested.
Okay, we received another question. Are TSOs still able to have local RR markets without cross-border exchange?
I think technically it's possible it works somehow with up to now, yes. I mean, before the platform was established, we have some local markets. Of course, maybe there will be some problems how to deal with intraday. It may be some challenge to have 30 minutes in legal time. Maybe some challenge, but maybe it's doable. But of course, it's from technical point of view. I think that this, as Stefano or us speak a legal question, whether it's now possible to have local products without cross-border exchanges. It has to be checked legally.
Okay, no additional questions for now.
Okay, so I think we can maybe close the project, and we are at your disposal if you have any additional question later on.
Yes, of course. So thank you very much, everyone. As Kamil was saying, we are at your disposal if there's any other question. You can contact your local TSO or our common PMO, as it was stated for before the webinar. You may find the contact in the TERRE subpage also of ENTSO-E web.
Okay, then thank you for joining the webinar. If you have additional questions, please forward them to us and have a nice rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.